Hello, my name is Brian Jackson and I am doing my leadership project on Dee Hock for Leadership and Change Management in Dr. Morell's class. Why did I choose Dee Hock? I chose Dee Hock at first because I was told he would be a good leader for me in terms of where I wanted my career to go. I instead learned that I enjoyed his values and principles more than his chaotic theory. His principles of treating others the way you want to be treated hit home most. Dee Hock was a self-educated mountain boy with a deeply ingrained respect for the individual and a hard-won sense of self-worth. Before he had come to Seattle Bank, he had already left 3 financial companies because of his hatred to the hierarchical, control-everything organizations which smothered any creativity and initiative. Dee Hock is the founder and former CEO of Visa International, the dominant player in the credit card industry. He created a business that since 1970 has grown by 10,000%. It continues to expand at 20% per year, operates in some 200 countries worldwide, includes 22,000 member banks and 750 million customers. It reaches $1.25 trillion in annual transactions as well. Hock has since become the founder and coordinating director of the Chaotic Alliance, the purpose of which is to develop, disseminate, and implement new concepts of organization. He is also the author of the bestseller Birth of the Chaotic Age. Dee Hock was inducted into the Business Hall of Fame in 1991 and the Money Magazine Hall of Fame in 1992. In May of 1984, Hock resigned from Visa and became very active in developing new models of social and business organizations that are neither rigidly controlled nor anarchic. A mixed form he terms chaotic. Chaotic is a hybrid of 2 words, chaos and order. Hock uses the term to describe any organization, system, or business that is self-organizing, self-governing, adaptive, non-linear, and complex, and which harmoniously combines the characteristics of both chaos and order. Visa is chaotic. While other credit card companies are owned by one company or a few banks, Visa is owned by thousands of banks who are also its customers. The idea of chaotic organization is inseparable from Hock's belief that any organization, no matter how well it is designed, is only as good as the people who live and work in it. In that way, the organization's performance is determined by the approach to management its leaders choose. He suggests a short course of PhD in leadership, which sounds as: make a careful list of all things done to you that you hate. Don't do them to others ever. Make another list of things done for you that you loved, and do them for others always. His deep faith that all organizations as conceptual embodiments of the idea of community can be no more or less than the sum of the beliefs of the people drawn to them lets him see the way to find people any company can succeed with. Hock says, hire and promote first on the basis of integrity, second, motivation, third, capacity, fourth, understanding, fifth, knowledge, and last and least, experience. Without integrity, motivation is dangerous. Without motivation, capacity is impotent. Without capacity, understanding is limited. Without understanding, knowledge is meaningless. Without knowledge, experience is blind. Experience is easy to provide and quickly put to good use by people with all the other qualities. Dee Hock used to say that money motivates neither the best people nor the best in people. It can move the body and influence the mind, but it cannot touch the heart or move the spirit. One of the principles that has worked for Visa he formulated as: given the right circumstances, from no more than dreams, determination, and the liberty to try, quite ordinary people consistently do extraordinary things. He asserts that the main role of the primary leaders is to release the chaos of talent, drive, values, and passion that every person has inside, and creates the conditions by which both individual and organization can evolve and succeed. Hock's concept of leaders in chaotic organizations reduces almost to zero the idea of management taught as methods for reducing all diversity and complexity to uniform, controlled processes, endlessly repeated with ever-increasing efficiency. That is how to make subordinate people behave as cogs and wheels in a mechanistic, predictable, mathematically measurable manner. So the old idea of leaders as superior people dominating inferior people turns into the belief that everyone has to simultaneously lead and follow. In his book, Birth of the Chaotic Age, Hock writes about the necessity for all people to lead themselves, then lead their superiors, then lead their peers, then hire, teach, and motivate people to do the same. This is what he calls managing in, up, around, then down. And this is what makes the word management meaningless, because you cannot command yourself, your superiors, or your peers. You can only lead them. The first and paramount responsibility of anyone who supports to manage is to manage self, one's own integrity, character, ethics, knowledge, wisdom, temperament, words, and acts. Without management of self, no one is fit for authority, no matter how much they acquire. For the more authority they acquire, the more dangerous they become. It is the management of self that should occupy 50% of our time and the best of our ability. And when we do that, the ethical, moral, and spiritual elements of management are escapable. The second responsibility is to manage those who have authority over us: bosses, supervisors, directors, regulators. Without their consent and support, how can we follow conviction, exercise judgment, use creative ability, achieve constructive results, or create conditions by which we can do the same? Devoting 25% of our time and ability to that effort is not too much. The third responsibility is to manage one's peers, those over whom we have no authority and who have no authority over us: associates, competitors, suppliers, and customers. Without their respect and confidence, little or nothing can be accomplished. Is it not wise to devote at least 20% of our time, energy, and ingenuity to managing them? The fourth responsibility is to manage those over whom we have authority. The common response is that all one's time will be consumed managing self, superiors, and peers. There will be no time to manage subordinates. One needs only select decent people, introduce them to the concept, induce them to practice it, and enjoy the process. It is not making people better. It is not making better people of others that leadership is about. In today's world, effective leadership is chaotic. It's about making a better person himself. And that's my works cited.